Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Sammy Leggett here representing Team JVS, here to give you guys another review from Anime Expo 2024. I'm talking about Dungeon People. Dungeon People is very interesting. Not what you think, but I'm going to give you the background premise of it. So Dungeon People basically has a character named Clay. Clay was methodically trained and equipped by her dad to be able to handle any kind of dungeon. Like her dad trained her for hours. And I mean like 12 hours straight training sessions. And all her response was right, okay, right, okay, right, okay. Like no matter what, like she knew there was life or death, and that was what her destiny or calling was going to be, was to go into these dungeons and tackle them, take out ogres, take out trolls, take out whatever's in there and clear the dungeon. That has been her life's mission as an adventurer, to do that. Well, very early on, something happens to her dad, and yet she still keeps pursuing this dream and persevering past it. So Clay, now at this point, it's maybe about 10 years later, very reminiscent of I Parry Everything. It's been actually through High Dive that their presentation is. There's a lot of different like dungeon based adventurer tales, but this is also very different because in the first episode, you start to notice like, oh wow, this is really dangerous. Like she's, cutting the heads off these guys, and like, little little rubies are popping out, and it's interesting because it definitely felt like a video game. Gave me a little bit of Sword Art Online kind of vibe to it, but I was like, oh, okay, no, but this is actually a real person. But what ends up happening is from that point, she meets someone during a very serious battle with something. I can't spell it out because I don't want to spell this. And it unlocks a door, and this door shows a private room. In the private room, it basically has one of the strongest characters. And that is, I don't know how to pronounce her name, but I'm gonna do the best I can. Bella Hello Longsdals. I know that sounds so weird, but that character is an admin, and as an admin, she oversees and manages the dungeon. So you see where this is going. So imagine if you played, I don't know, Onimusha. You're in the middle of playing Onimusha and you get to like level 7 or something like that of 12. And then all of a sudden, like the game glitches because it breaks through something. And now you're at a very higher level. And all of a sudden the game is like, hey, I don't know what's going on, but something is wrong. And then somebody kind of comes down. That is her character. And she basically says, look, hey, I need some help managing this dungeon. Can you do that instead of like be part of your guild? And Clay's a part of the thief guild. Like she carries a dagger and whatnot. And from that point, that's where the story goes. And it's so it's hilarious, but it's so weird because Clay is so serious. Like she's a very by the numbers kind of character. Like she's very intentional about everything she does. She's very precise, she's quick, but she also understands that, this is life or death, and anytime like I could go, but I'm going to stick to the code. I'm going to stick to what I know. I'm going to stick to what my dad taught me and my ideals. And all of a sudden when she meets this character, it's like if she had a spider sense, her spider sense is tingling. She doesn't know what to believe, what's going on. Just know that this does not compute, even down to how it all went down. And they showed the first 2 episodes of it. It's actually really hilarious. Like I didn't anticipate the premise being something that I would be invested in. But I felt like by the time you get to the second episode, you just have to keep going to see where it's gonna go. The animation style is really cutesy. It's so weird, like even down to like the monsters. Like it's weird because the violence in this does not connect with how the characters look. And I think that only High Dive could do something like that, because truth be told, like this is like some of the fights are pretty gruesome. But yet they kind of poof out little gems to make it okay. And then yet at the same as that time, some of the language is a little off. Um, but it's so cute looking. Like the character designs are very cute looking. So it's like I can imagine somebody watching this review like, why you got me talk? Why are you talking about these cute looking characters? Like, just watch it and give it a chance for the first episodes. I think you're gonna get something out of it. I don't know where the story kind of progresses from this point because I don't know if it's enough to keep investing how things are go. But what I can say is once you get an understanding of what they manage, what they do, I think you might get something very intriguing out of this story. So I personally felt like it was actually pretty good, and I surprisingly say I would actually watch a little bit more of it. But don't take my role for it. Go and check out Dungeon People yourself on High Dive. And I want to thank Anime Expo and High Dive for the opportunity to check out the first 2 episodes of it at Anime Expo 2024. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace, people.